Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations, and in this video I want to show you guys how we made the frit style and dichroic style cabochons that we sent out. The frit is from February booty boxes and craft along kits, and then our March dichro. So it's a little bit of a mashup, but it's the same kind of concept goes into how we make our frit. But we had a lot of people asking us about that and about the different like names and stuff of the dichro. So let's go ahead and get started and get right into it. Now, I'm not measuring out grams or anything like that because I'm a monster, but what we're doing is I'm starting with putting down a layer of the medium charcoal opal. The medium is the size of the frit, charcoal is the color, opal is opalescent, meaning it's opaque as opposed to transparent. And I'm just laying this down. I like the medium for the texture that it gives, and hopefully we'll be able to see that in how these pieces come out. So I'm just going through, and in an effort to get everybody's cabs to match for our booty boxes, I'm doing each one the same way, which is very challenging for me because I like to get wild with it and just be unmanageable, I suppose. But for the video, I'm just going to do this one. Now here we have a mixture of coarse clear and medium pale gray. Now this one's a translucent color. And I just want to get that good and mixed. Woo, those are some terrible noises. Okay, so we have that good and mixed, and I'm going to do a whole scoop just there into the mold. And I really like adding the clear in with the translucent colors because it kind of waters down it lowers the intensity of the pigment in a way that just capping it in clear does not. So we are just coming through and putting the tops on all of these. Now this is filling it up quite well, and I'm being real careful as to these are freshly cleaned molds and freshly sprayed with the boron nitride, so I don't have to worry about it coming off the way that I would on a mold that has already been baked and resprayed, because sometimes that'll start coming off after it's been baked or fired in the kiln. But sometimes if I want a little bit more depth to our cabs, we will come through and put a piece of double thick clear in the same COE. The COE is like the compatibility number. It's the coefficient of expansion. You want all your glass that you're mixing together to be the same COE. And so just popping that clear on top helps it to be a really nice thick cab. But I think for these guys, I don't think we need that. We're going to do some that are more frit heavy so that we get more bubbles, and then on the next batch I'm going to be doing a different color that's mostly the clear glass. That way it's a much higher clarity, because some of our folks really like the bubbles, some of the folks don't really like the bubbles, so I try to do both. But we're going to get the rest of the kiln loaded up and then go from there. So my Randy is putting some double thick on top of these cabs. Have white opalescent on the bottom, same as we did for the gray guys. And then I have a mix here that is medium clear mixed with gray transparent medium. So we're going to be able to see a nice difference between the coarseness of glass of the clear, as well as the top layer. All the circles have white on the back, and all of these guys have the opalescent gray on the back, or the charcoal opal. So excited to see how these come out. It is the next day. These went through a full fuse firing, and I will have that listed for it's the firing schedule that we used on our Paragon CS16S kiln. So this is the layer that had the white on the bottom. And then this is the layer that had the, let's see if we can actually, here. So I've pulled this out so you can see the nice dark depth of that. I'm really excited to get these out of their molds. So what we're doing here is I just have an old toothbrush with some dish soap on it, and I keep everything nice and wet. That way we don't have any powder produced by this, but I'm just coming through and washing clean all of our frit cabs. Now I do this for the tile cab styles as well, but it definitely takes more elbow grease to get all the nooks and crannies of our frit cabs. And now also, if I miss a cab, just like, you know, and it shows up and it still has like, you know, maybe a little bit around the edge, just some regular dish soap and hot soapy water takes it right off. And so yeah, we're just coming through and scrubbing all of these. So here we're looking at a crinkleized emerald fusion on thin clear. That's a 2mm thick thin glass. And so the dichro is on one side, and so you can get a little bit more depth or different effects depending on which side you have facing up. I typically always have the clear glass side facing up, unless well, you'll see in future ones. Now here we have them all chunked up, layered with a base color, the dichro piece, and then capped with clear. There's a firing schedule down in the video description, but I put these through a full fuse firing, and that way they puddled out real nice. We try to leave space around each of them. Here you can see this is on a translucent blue, and the dichro definitely makes more of an impact whenever the light's being reflected on it as opposed to through it. And then here's that same exact dichro, the same sheet, but on white, and then here on black for the base color. And the white and black are both opaque. And I think they're just gorgeous. Now here's another crinkleized, and that's in the emerald green pixie stick. And you can see this, I would have the dichro side up, because if I did dichro side down, it'd be blocked out by the opaque black. And this is how it came out. And y'all, I think these crinkleized dichros are some of my absolute new favorites, just because, man, that's so intense with the color, that's so intense with just the different patterns and stuff in there, like, and some of them are much more intensely violet and teal, and others have a lot more of that like green tone in them. So for, you know, if you're gonna have to cough up the money for a sheet of dichro as a glass fuser, I really feel like I got my money's worth out of that one. Now this one here is black cherry pixie stick on thin clear again, and all of these, unless they're a ripple, are on a 2mm glass. And these guys, again, with it being on clear, if I had to pick one over the other, I would go with the glass that's on clear, the dichro that's on clear, as opposed to on thin black, because this gives me so many more color options. One sheet of dichro, I can make all of these cabs here with a white background or blue or purple or, you know, whatever. Now here we have a cyan and dark red, and this one's on a thick black, so it's like a 3, sometimes in some spots 4mm thick glass. And while it's stunning, probably my favorite before it was fired, I think I need to experiment a little bit more with fusing temperatures on this one, because I feel like I lost some of the texture. The color still came through for me, but I didn't get as much of a ripple texture as what I really would have liked. But man, they remind me so much of like little dragon eggs or something maybe. So this is how we made most of the glass cabochons, these same techniques and same ideas are what go into all the cabs that we make. We run our kiln almost every day, whether it's for making stuff for our own work that we make and sell on our website and in our booth and different things, or whether it's for our subscription boxes, so whether that's our craft along kits or our booty boxes, or whether it's for our shop updates. That's a process that we go through. It's just a whole lot of like glass alchemy, just kind of mix things together and see what happens and see how it behaves, because you can take the same ingredients and depending on how you layer them together, how long you fuse them, or so many different factors can get you so many different interesting results. So part of the point of making this video was for posterity's sake, so that I can go back and be like, how did I make that? Like, and also so that if y'all are glass fusers or interested in getting into it, a lot of these same glass techniques and stuff would work if you have a microwave kiln or something like that. And again, all this stuff will be linked down in the video description. If you guys have any questions or any requests for future videos, please leave those down in the comments, and we will see y'all next time. So until then, happy crafting. Mwah. Bye.